New details tonight in a fatal shooting spree from Friday night that ended with officers shooting a suspect. The Sedgwick County Sheriff says 33-year-old Jose Acosta fired shots at 5 different people, killing one of them all within 35 minutes. And before it was all over, he fired at officers who then shot back. KAKE's Nick Nelson has details on the timeline and what happened.
That's right. We're going to take you through exactly what happened in chronological order that night, starting when the 911 calls first started to come in. This happened at 8:52 right here when someone called to report shots fired near Prospect Park at 13th and Main. We'll come back to this a little bit later, but this was at the same time investigators say 33-year-old Jose Acosta beat a man with a gun and then stole a bike from another man at 11th and Otis. It was shortly after this, the sheriff says Acosta shot into a home in the 1400 block of North Otis. This video shows a man the sheriff says is Acosta firing 18 rounds into the home. One of the bullets grazed the homeowner and struck a dog who received a minor injury. Now at 9:16, someone reported an attempted carjacking. Their investigators say Acosta fired more shots at the driver of the vehicle. The car was struck, but the driver was not hit. The sheriff says Acosta then made his way down Broadway on the bike, firing off several more rounds, including at a woman in a gas station parking lot on 11th and Broadway. Officers heard shots at 9:20 coming from that area and found Acosta there 6 minutes later. They ordered him to the ground. The sheriff says Acosta fired at officers who then returned fire, hitting him. Now, body camera footage shows that Acosta on the ground after being shot multiple times. You can see the gun near him on the ground. We're now going to take you back to the beginning of this timeline at Prospect Park, because hours later, police found 40-year-old Myron Tucker dead in that park, where those initial shots were heard. We asked Sheriff Jeff Easter at a news conference Monday afternoon about the initial shooting. Those initial shots that were heard, that were coming from the direction of Prospect Park, you have reason to believe that those were the shots that killed Myron Tucker, is that right?
That's correct.
Sheriff Jeff Easter spoke to reporters Monday for the first time since his office began investigating this extensive string of shooting incidents that ultimately led to Acosta being shot by Wichita police officers. Easter says he hasn't seen a shooting rampage quite like this one.
I've never really seen something like this take place in such a short amount of time in such kind of a confined area. Yes, it was over several blocks, but it was very confusing because there was multiple calls coming in from all around that area.
Easter says investigators still don't know Acosta's motive. He's being charged on multiple counts, including first-degree murder for the death of Tucker. Acosta was treated for his gunshot wounds and is now in jail. Nick Nelson, KAKE News on your side.